Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing my top 10 business books that I wish every photographer and business owner would read in their business career. I'm actually often asked what books have heavily influenced me in my career, so here you have it. This is the one for you. And by the way, a lot of what I teach is inspired heavily by the teachings found in these books. So I'm really giving you the good stuff in this episode. So let's go. Up first, we have Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, this book is kind of where it all begins. This is the book on self-discipline. It's the book on habit forming, and it's about creating life systems that will not just create the business you want to run, but it will create in you the person who can build that business in the first place. So imagine when you're first quitting your 9-to-5 to become a full-time entrepreneur, you need those life systems and habits and strategies which don't necessarily build your business, but they build you. You cannot build a business if the you part of the building the business is a hot mess in the first place. So practicality speaking, we're talking time management in this book, productivity hacks in this book, overcoming procrastination, organization, self-discipline. You could actually read this book every single year because it would probably continue to hit over and over and over again. This is an absolute classic. All right, up second, we've got How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And this is kind of a slash another book called Captivate by Vanessa Van Edwards. So in so many senses, marketing for photographers is so much about in-person marketing and personal branding. This means you can't hide the you, right? You can't hide who is behind it, the personality, the character traits that you are, that you embody. And so this means that if you suck at connecting with people, you got to get better at that. If you are just like not a very personable person, you got to figure out a way how to be a personable person. You can't just be the silent artist out there. Not these days, not in 2025. You have to show up to a wedding. You have to show up to a photo shoot, show up to a vendor networking event with your best foot forward. So this is going to help you how to reach vendors, how to build relationships, how to build your network, how to stand out, etc. These two books are amazing for this topic. And I did give you two because you can kind of choose which one you read, but I do think both of them would be very helpful, ideally, for you to read. These are widely important books. Do not skip this part of your business. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a little older, more high level, abstract, but you cannot go wrong with this book. It's an absolute classic. And then Captivate is a newer book. It's a newer book that I just read, but so practical, very easy to read, recommended everywhere. And I would, again, read both if you can. These will not only serve you in business, by the way, but also in dating, probably in friendships, and far beyond that as well. So if you struggle to get people to like you, making a good impression, being an outgoing person, communicating, these are the books for you. All right, number 3 is $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. This is one of my favorite authors, speakers, educators. Alex is just an incredible communicator. He has such a no BS approach to business. He's very highly practical in this book. This book is easy to read. It's a bestseller book in the business space. And this book focuses so much on how to build a product, your product, so good that you make people feel stupid for saying no, as he says in the book. It's all about the offer. It's all about the package that you're giving to people, you're offering to people. You can't just create a thing and try to hack its growth without actually having the thing be good in and of itself. Like the thing itself must be excellent and incredible on its own to get people interested enough to purchase it. The offer and the experience that you provide is the next step. And he also shows you exactly how to produce that as well. So this book covers all of that, especially covers the psychology of all that, the psychology of money and pricing. And I read this book multiple times. If I were you, I have read it multiple times myself. When I first read it, I think I read it 5 times in a row, and I would take notes as you read it. It's easily one of my biggest recommendations of all time. So please read this book. All right, number 4, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. This is one of the first, actually, I think it was the first business book that I ever read on my own and decided to read on my own. And I keep going back to it and I keep recommending it to people. I still, to this day, use what it taught me when I first read it. This book really focuses on branding and building a story and narrative around your brand. So it talks about the fact that your brand needs a hero, which is your client. It needs a guide, which is you. It needs a problem, which is the need of your client before they come to you. And then the solution, which is your product that solves their problem. And then also a happy ending, which is what your product produces for the people that come to you to solve their problem. And then etc. It goes deeper, a lot deeper than that. But this is foundational to the way you speak about your brand and the way you think about it and how you develop it. Again, I still use this book and the learnings in it to this day, all the time. I will say it's not a perfect application to a photography business specifically. There's some nuances, but it's still wildly important for you to read, in my opinion. Also, Donald Miller, the author, for what it's worth, is just an amazing author, speaker, and communicator. Very easy to read. You'll love it. All right, number 5, Purple Cow by Seth Godin. So Seth Godin is kind of like the marketing guru, like the father of marketing in many senses. And so this book covers how to stand out in an overcrowded market. And many people would classify photography as an overcrowded market. So he talks a lot about why to be a purple cow, which is his way of saying something remarkable and unique and stand out in the industry. And then why and how to speak to the people who want your purple cow, who will actually want your unique thing, right? Now, it's been a few years since I read this, but it's still an amazing book. It's one of the first business books I ever read on my own, along with Building a Story Brand, so can't recommend it more. 6th, Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. Now, this is like the sales book that I'd recommend to you. Lots of what I knew about sales, lots of what I learned over the years in sales, lots of what I still continue to learn and implement is what is in this book. And if anything, it's funny because I was looking for this book and the contents in this book even before I knew that it existed. So a lot of it was when I was reading it, it was almost like regurgitating things that I'd already known or learned in the past. But I had been looking for a book that encapsulates so much of what I knew and believed about sales. And this is the book. It's so amazing. If I wrote personally a book on sales myself and, had putting in sales psychology and strategy, this is about as close as it would probably get to what I would write myself. And by the way, if you're kind of like, what is sales exactly? And what's the difference between sales and marketing? Well, sales is when someone inquires with you, someone actually makes the first move with you, getting them all the way to booking you. That process in there is all sales. So consult calls are sales. Emailing them back is sales. So if this book is something you actually read and you implement it, it truly has the potential to make you a selling wizard. Also, very easy read, and I absolutely love this guy's accent. All right, so number 7, EMyth Revisited. Now, this book is especially amazing to read, I would say, on your second year in business, or maybe 3rd, 4th, or 5th, but maybe not in your very first year of business. Now, you can read this in your very first year of business when you're first starting, but sometimes you might not have enough context for your business to understand this, because this book talks business organization. It talks about building your business for growth and scaling and proper management. So many creatives will build a business because they love the passion of it. Like they love shooting the images, right? But they forget the systems that allow them to do those passionate things. They forget sustainability so they don't burn out. They forget that they don't want to be drowning in all these admin tasks, and they actually love the passion of the work, right? But they realize that, half of my day-to-day isn't the passion stuff. It's the organization stuff. It's the management stuff. It's the system stuff. This is the book that covers all of that and how to not only know those things, but to master them so that you can continue doing the passion stuff that you initially signed up for. Teaches you this idea of called franchising as well, which basically means that your business is so organized and systematized that it could nearly be sold to someone else or run by someone else completely. And you may not think much of that now, but when you find yourself with more work than you can handle and you want to grow your total profit, that will matter to you. So it's like you could call this book How to Not Be a Hot Mess Business Owner, really. Like, it's an incredible read. Another one of those. You could read it every single year and it would hit the same type of books. It's amazing. All right, number 8, the 5-Hour Work Week. So this book is just one of those books that just questions everything about what we believe about society and culture and the American dream and why you do what you do and what you're doing with the time that you have and what you're doing with your money and where you're spending your time, where you're spending your money, etc., so on and so forth. It is all about how to live your business and personal life on purpose, intentionally, and then get rid of everything else. It's like a work on what matters and cut out everything else type of book. It's a why are you building the business but not living your life type of book. It's a stop wasting your time and waiting for your retirement to live your dream and just live it now. Like, this guy is so blunt. He's so forward in the way that he delivers, but it's kind of necessary when he's bucking the whole system of these societal expectations, which is exactly what he does do. And I read this book whenever I feel like I need a kick in the pants to live the life I know is important to me and build the business that supports that. So you'll absolutely love this book. All right, number 9, Essentialism. This book is kind of similar to the 4-Hour Workweek in the sense that it focuses a lot on cutting out the fat in your business, but I would say it focuses more on the business side of things rather than your life overall. The main thesis of Essentialism is focus on what matters in your business, what moves the needle, what changes the game for you, what impacts your bottom line, and cut out the fat. So creatives need this message. Multi-passionates need this message. Serial entrepreneurs need this message, which I know is a lot of you. And it's an approach to business that makes you stop and ask yourself, why the heck am I doing so many things that just plain don't matter, that don't move my needle, right? So this is a great follow-up to the 4-Hour Workweek. Read these two, one right after the other if you can, and they will be an amazing pair. All right, so 10th and last is called The Go Giver. So this is the last one. It's kind of a bonus one because mainly this is more of just a story. It's actually not like this tactic-based book. It's not a strategy-based book. It's just a story. And it's actually not even that long, but the message in this book is so impactful and truly impact me in more ways than one. It'll change the way you think about your business and how you work with people in your life. What it teaches you is the importance of being giving and a giver and open-handed and serving others in business, and how all of those things are some of the most high leverage, high impact practices you could ever implement above even the marketing and sales strategies out there. So I am such a huge fan of this book. You will truly want to become a better business person after you read this book, and frankly, a better person overall. It's very, very inspiring. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 business books that I wish every entrepreneur, every photographer would read. And with most of these books, you could read probably a book per week if you listened as an audiobook on like 1.5x speed for an hour a day. That's how I rip through so many amazing books. And the impact to your business and life, if you let these books actually not just be heard by you, but change your actual behavior, will be astronomical. It'll be incredible. You will absolutely love the impact to your life. So please share this episode with someone who you think might need to hear it, and hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And I will see you guys back here next time.